Today we've got the first look at the new iPhone 17 Ultra in sky blue, as well as great news on all of its upgrades, so hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up, before we check out the new color, we've got a report that the iPhone 17 series will be the last iPhones with the dynamic island, as from 2026 Apple are going to be changing things up again. Now, according to Digital Chat Station, they'll be including the Face ID sensors underneath the display next year, and then the camera, while not under the display, is going to be changing to the form of a punch-hole selfie camera, which of course is going to offer a lot more screen real estate to use. Now, when it comes to this year's iPhones, we had early rumors of a larger display for the iPhone 17, and now many later reports are coming in to confirm exactly the same thing, and they all report that the iPhone 17 is going to be moving up from a 6.1-inch display to a 6.3-inch display, which will be noticeable, and on top of all that, it's going to be the first time that the standard iPhone 17 delivers a 120Hz display. We also have news that Apple are going to be using generative AI to supercharge their custom chips and deliver much faster performance, as well as plenty of new AI features, and of course Apple has fallen a little bit behind with their planned AI rollout like the personalized Siri, but we're hoping to see plenty more integrated into the final version of the new iOS 26. Now, another huge upgrade for the iPhone 17 is also going to be a new vapor chamber with a thin copper plate to improve the thermals, and while Apple phones currently get quite hot during intense sessions, they still perform incredibly well compared to any of the competition. So this change is not only going to mean a cooler iPhone under heavy use, but it's also going to allow them to push the A19 Pro even further and get much better performance out of it. Now, next up, we've got confirmation of the new iPhone 17 Air thanks to Macworld, and they discovered a new wallpaper with a resolution of 1260 by 2736, which doesn't match any of the current iPhones, and it's pretty much the size we'd expect for the iPhone 17 Air. For those unaware, the iPhone 17 Air is going to be replacing the Plus model, and it's basically going to be a thinner and more affordable option than the Pro Max, and also it's only going to come with a single camera. Now, next up, we've got the colors leaked for the whole lineup of the iPhone 17 series with some interesting new options. For the iPhone 17, we've had leaks of a new purple and a new green color, although it's not known if both of them are going to make the final productions. And then for the iPhone 17 Pro, we're getting a new sky blue color, and they're also switching back to an aluminium frame. Now, of course, the biggest change on the iPhone 17 Pro models is this new camera module on the rear, and I've created these 3D renders to show you exactly what we can expect it to look like, including these in the hands, and I'll be creating some more videos for the iPhone 17 and the iPhone 17 Air's new colors, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. But let me know in the comments what you think of this new sky blue color. But for those of you excited for the iPhone 17 lineup, we're now going to run through the full specs, design, and the expected pricing for each model in the range to help you guys decide which one is right for you. So hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up, we've got the standard iPhone 17. With the standard iPhone 17, we get a 6.1-inch Super Retina OLED display, which for the first time ever is going to be a 120Hz LTPO display. It's coming with a resolution of 1179 by 2556 and protected by the next-gen ceramic shield, and we also get a peak brightness of around 3000 nits. We get the new and improved Face ID sensor, which may allow Apple to shrink the size of the dynamic island, and then the selfie camera gets an upgrade to a new 24-megapixel selfie camera. And then over on the rear, it's going to be another dual camera setup with a 48-megapixel primary and a 48-megapixel ultra-wide. It's powered by the A19 chipset and comes with 8GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage, and is powered by a 3600 mAh battery with an upgrade to 45W fast charging, and it's going to come with 5G Advanced, Bluetooth 5.3, Wi-Fi 7 and NFC. It will of course ship with iOS 26 and is expected to launch from around $850 in mid-September 2025. Next up, we have the iPhone 17 Air, and this is going to be replacing the Plus model. With the iPhone 17 Air, we get a 6.6-inch Super Retina LTPO OLED display. It's coming with a resolution of 1290 by 2796 with a peak brightness of 3000 nits and a 120Hz refresh rate, and it's going to be protected by the next-gen ceramic shield. The phone is an impressive 5mm thick, making it Apple's thinnest iPhone yet, and it comes with a 24 megapixel selfie camera on the front inside the dynamic island, and then over on the rear it's just a single 48 megapixel camera. It's powered up by the A19 chipset and comes with 8GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage. It's going to be powered up by a 4700 mAh battery with an upgrade to 45W fast charging, and it's again going to come with 5G advanced, Bluetooth 5.3, Wi-Fi 7 and NFC. Now it will of course ship with iOS 26 and it's expected to launch from around $950 in mid-September. Now next up we've got the iPhone 17 Pro, and this comes with a 6.3-inch 120Hz LTPO OLED display. It's coming with a resolution of 1206 by 2622. It's protected by the next-gen ceramic shield and it's coming with a peak brightness of around 3000 nits. Despite early rumors of an under-display Face ID sensor and no dynamic island, it seems that this isn't going to be the case and it's going to be the same dynamic island as last year. Now the selfie camera is upgraded to a 24 megapixel selfie camera, then over on the rear we've got a 48 megapixel primary camera, a 48 megapixel ultrawide, a 48 megapixel periscope and of course a LiDAR scanner. It's powered up by the 2nm A19 Pro chipset and it comes with 12GB of RAM and up to 1TB storage. It's powered by a 3600 mAh battery with an upgraded 50W fast charge, and it also comes with advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, Wi-Fi 7 and NFC. It will of course ship with iOS 26 and is expected to launch from around $1,050, and again is coming in mid-September. Now finally we save the best till last, the iPhone 17 Ultra. With the iPhone 17 Ultra we get a 6.9-inch 120Hz LTPO OLED display. It's got a resolution of 1320 by 2868, it's protected by the next-gen ceramic shield, and it also comes with a peak brightness of around 3000 nits. Despite early rumors of an under-display Face ID sensor and no dynamic island, it seems that this isn't going to be the case and it's going to be the same dynamic island as last year. Now the selfie camera in the punch hole is going to be a 24 megapixel selfie camera, then over on the rear we've got a 48 megapixel primary camera, a 48 megapixel ultrawide camera, a 48 megapixel periscope camera and the LiDAR scanner. It's powered up by the new 2nm A19 Pro chipset and it comes with 12GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage. It's going to be powered up by a 4700 mAh battery with an upgrade to 50W fast charge, and it also comes with advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, Wi-Fi 7 and NFC. Now it will of course ship with iOS 26 and is expected to launch from around $1,250 in mid-September. So overall, the iPhone 17 lineup is looking like an exciting release from Apple in terms of the chip improvements and a brand new design for the first time in years, as well as these new colors on offer. And there's no doubt going to be a lot of focus being poured into Apple Intelligence over the next few months, with Apple trying to capitalize on the power of their chipsets. And the upgraded RAM to go with it should offer a lot more versatility, and hopefully they can get back on schedule with all of the AI releases. But of course, given its similarities to the predecessor, I don't think anyone with an iPhone 16 is going to be rushing for that upgrade, but for those of you with an older iPhone or looking to get your first iPhone, then it will be a great choice. Of course, there's still a little bit of time to go until the iPhone 17 release in September, but of course, as soon as anything else comes in, I'm going to be sharing it straight away, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.